We're back!
God, this music again!
The party never stops, and so does the scene. Or rather, doesn't.
The will never stop.
Anyways, so apparently, I accidentally came here on accident, but yeah. But apparently, you're supposed to come here to see if you can find Ariel, and apparently not. Or maybe not. I don't know. Okay, yeah, didn't check at all. Never mind me. I'm speaking nonsense.
If you can take me there without your daddy knowing,
I hide hinter this
these are
pillar.
the worlds you long.
I keep my trident behind my throne. No one will ever find it there.
Secret place, do not touch.
The one place no one will find it.
Okay, another type of enemy. These are the aqua tanks, and they're kind of, well, they're kind of crazy. They have 3 screwdrivers holding it together, and they can actually charge around their area running at high speeds, and that can be quite nasty.
Oh no.
At least they fit more in this game than the pumpkin guys.
Yeah.
A ship with a ton of pumpkins went over.
The
Oh,
trident
no,
is
wait,
mine
sank.
at last, and I couldn't have done it without your help, my dear.
Well, they'll escalate quickly.
Yep.
I didn't want this.
Literally just,
I
literally just 5 minutes away, and everything already going to hell.
Dear daddy's orders.
I love the fact that this game also has only like one
Yes.
tension track
Really had a time
during like these sort of, you know, cutscenes with villains and whatnot.
to the
Yep.
dark world of the heartless. We cannot find the keyhole.
Well, you're not really trying that hard, are you?
What? Why, we have company. I'm afraid you're a little late, handsome.
Please don't call me handsome. That's very unsettling.
Considering you're a kid, essentially, yeah.
Yeah,
that's
a
even worse.
preteen kid.
Daddy.
The trident. We must get it back.
Come on, let's go.
I'll still punish you later.
Wait. I'm going with you. My father is hurt and it's all my fault. I have
Oh
to
yes,
stop
2D mouse.
Ursula.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh,
I'm
no.
right behind you, Ariel.
Yeah, so we now get Ariel back, so Donald can go back to the bench.
Donald can go sort of.
Yep. And King Trident gives us hint to beat Ursula in her first boss fight. We'll get to see that not too soon. Anyway, so behind this bit of the ship here, this is what we need this guy for. I forgot his name already.
Sebastian?
Sebastian, yeah, sorry.
I only remember his name because Sebastian's like my favorite name to use because I feel it's so underutilized.
For some reason, I forgot the name of the gold of the fish.
Flounder,
I don't
that's
even-
Flounder, I think.
Flounder.
Oh
Makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah, because he is flat. Wait, he isn't.
And yeah, these enemies are always fun. At least we get to eat some new areas, which aren't just obnoxious grey all the time.
Now it's red like hell.
Yes, and what looked like mushrooms there for a moment. Underwater mushrooms, that probably is... Actually, is that a thing? Like, underground...
Well,
I don't know if underwater fungi is a thing, but I'll take a look. Underwater fungi.
Maybe not, but I don't know.
Yeah, there is such thing as a marine fungi, so there are mushrooms underwater.
Oh, cool.
But do they look like this? That's the thing.
Not quite.
Aren't those stalagmites and stalactites?
I love how this.
yeah.
I love how these parts are being so educational.
Yeah, it's like every time we do a playthrough, there'll be one moment where I just go, you know what, I'm not even gonna bother watching what's happening, I'm gonna go to Google and search some stuff.
Well, to be fair, it is probably a good idea considering it's just mostly just fighting the same enemies over and over.
Fair enough, it
So
gives us something
stalagmites come
to
from the
do.
bottom and stalactites from the top. Fine.
Your time has come.
Something like that? There's a difference, I know, that's for sure. Ooh.
I think she isn't in a great mood. No way.
You don't say.
Okay, so for this boss fight, what you have to do is use this cauldron and cast all the spells you can at it, as much as possible.
That's how you speedrun this.
Basically, if you do this, you'll stun all the enemies here. Like that. And then you just keep walloping her and dealing as much damage, and then wait for her to recover, and then you keep the cauldron filling with spells again. Rinse, repeat. And Ariel's actually kicking some major ass there!
You almost got the first health bar then.
And then she goes again! I kinda like it how the party members are doing more damage than I'm doing right now. Because usually they're the ones who go down every 5 seconds.
So basically this turned into a management game. You just let others do it.
Yeah.
This is boss fight tycoon.
Yeah, so... This isn't really too challenging as long as you know how to keep doing those... spamming the spells on the cauldron. Else it can be massive trouble because the cauldron will cast massive amounts of spell on you. And of course having the enemy stunned for an extended amount of time is also very nifty. It is also worth mentioning that taking out the eels are kind of pointless because they just keep reviving after a while. So don't bother, just go for the cauldron.
Also in this case they are for distraction.
Big freeze, big freeze, big freeze.
If I were to cast fire, he would just repeat it every time, but fire is not that good. But anyway, she's done.
If you say big freeze in the mirror, big freeze will appear behind you.
It's just like ice just forms on the mirror.
I am your god. No.
Ooh.
And she disappears, so we can't follow her through there.
Oh gosh, dang!
And we
If
learned
only things were so easy.
we learned the ability to swim fast enough. We have to press the circuit button repeatedly. This is kinda awkward to use though. Because
Hooray, button mashing in a game that's also got a lot of button mashing.
yeah, more button mashing than you can get to mash your buttons on.
if your if your thumbs weren't destroyed at this point, they're gonna be even worse.
Yep. But
I need to invent the mechanical thumb.
anyway, so this allows you to unlock a shortcut to the to Ariel's grotto, which is somewhat useful. Anyway, with the mermaid trick, we can actually get through these rapids here, or whatever they're called.
Yeah,
it is very slow, but it at least allows you to explore the area fully without having to rely on a dolphin.
I wonder if there are any controllers in the world that got destroyed by these passages.
just by this. Just this
Maybe, probably.
there must have been. I wouldn't be surprised if there was like one controller destroyed because of every game in existence.
Yeah.
I think I heard about like the guy who, like people who played Through the Fire and the Flames sometimes like went through.
Oh yeah.
Or like Guitar Hero in general through several controllers.
Through the fire and the big freeze, big freeze.
No!
Oh god.
So basically just a ton of garbage in this building. Oh my... Oh, help me.
So here's second phase of Ursula's boss fight. You literally have to hit her in the face while she does various of disturbing faces at you.
Is she the baddie?
I'm firing my laser.
She actually, you're not far off of that. Her attack is a laser attack of sorts. I'm not joking. Now, my first time around, I didn't realize about the ability to cast the wind spell to increase your defense. So I had major trouble with this boss, but now that I know the defense spell, it's more manageable. But even then, this boss fight is hell. Because if you actually try to go attack for Ursula, she will get struck by thunder that's around her. And here's her lasers! You have to keep mashing the circle button to dodge that. And if you don't, you can get easily stun locked and get massive amount of damage.
Oh, joy.
Yeah. This can be a very ugly boss fight if you don't know what you're doing.
I like how overly evil the eyes look. Oh,
Yeah, the eyes will actually follow Sora, so that's very wonderful.
Yeah.
Even freaks out, bugs out at some points.
Imagine if the eyes were slightly off to make it way worse.
She has a 1,000-yard stare through the entire fight.
Or just like crooked eyes or something, like cross-eyed.
Yeah, so you can also notice that the party members are not doing so well at all. It's because they keep getting struck by thunder every 5 seconds, and it's literally wrecking them. Surprisingly though, Ariel's actually doing quite well for herself, surviving for an extensive amount of time.
Yeah. And
This
of
show-
course Goofy's just being goofy.
At least it's not Donald. Good God, if you're going with this with Donald, you're doing something seriously wrong.
Can actually Donald be managed in such a way that he survives more often in this game?
It's more that the game, because I'm playing on Prom, which is the hardest difficulty, but I think the game was not intended that our party members or the AI is supposed to fight in this difficulty. They don't do well at all. In the later games they are more competent though, since then the difficulties are included in the game. It's only the final mix that the difficulties of Proud Mode and Beginner are included. I think it's just simply because the game is too difficult for the AI to handle in general.
AI doesn't manage it.
Bloody hell, this goes on forever.
Yeah,
1 hour later.
it is one of the.
1 hour later.
I think it is because it is.
Gone.
It is because the party members have serious struggle surviving due to the constant thunder attacks.
Yeah.
And again,
Ariel can do it.
and
Oh,
is-
yeah.
yeah, Ariel is a trooper, which isn't too surprising considering she's not Donald Goofy.
What's your qualification? I'm not Donald Goofy. Done, you get this one.
If only we could bring these party members outside the world, it'll be so much more. Probably would do much better in general later on, but yeah. Yeah, so this basically just goes on for a long while. But yeah. You can also notice I'm burning through all of my stuff because yeah, I wanted to make sure I don't have to do this again because of how lengthy it is.
I just wanted to say, I wonder to which extent this is like because it's made by Square Enix or whatever or something. And I don't know how long boss battles take in Final Fantasy games.
I don't know, but I think it is. I think it mostly was Square Enix who made stuff in the game, so it's probably just them trying to make this as much, take this as interesting for the Final Fantasy fans and such.
As grindy as possible.
Yeah, back in the day when I played this first time around, I had to grind to actually beat her. It was that tough for me.
Oh jeez.
Although the only time we had to grind for this playthrough was like the armor, second time you fight the armor dude. But that was only really it. I'm not confident I won't be able to keep going with this. Because I know there's one boss fight I will have to eventually grind if I don't play my cards right. That's not until a lot later.
Do you also want to play including like secret bosses and whatever?
Maybe, I'll have to look into it. And that's why I'm doing like a beginner mode playthrough so I can beat them in case they're too hard. Because I want to try to beat Sephiroth and the other secret boss, which is like ridiculously hard.
Yeah, those are insane.
Oh. I just realized I could have helped us pass the time during this boss battle by reading out that article I found in the last video.
Yeah.
I could have like read the entirety of that in the time it takes to beat this boss battle.
Yeah, it probably would have.
Intermission, like when you read us the entire article, it's like
A Monty Python style intermission to drag it out even longer.
And now for something completely different.
I probably should have sped up. I probably should have sped up the boss fight a little bit, but oh well, it's over now.
She's got electro eyes. Oh.
Oh no. The reactor, it blows, no!
She's gonna blow!
What the hell, that's... Yay! Life comes from death! Oh,
It's the circle of... Oh wait, wrong program, shit. Not program property.
That's not until the second game, dude. Calm down.
I will be angry.
And of course, after that, we don't even get to the voice acting, which is wonderful. They spent all the budget on extensive life bars.
That was... They had designated budgets for every single area in the game, and most of it was wasted on that boss battle.
Yeah.
See the keyhole, it's a problem. Oh no, it seeps evil.
What? It's in your...
Yeah, that's why he destroyed the crystal, because he was trying to protect the keyblade, because he didn't trust us. Not the keyblade, the keyhole. Because we were about to actually uncover the keyhole.
That's fair enough, because I was about to question, why the hell didn't you tell us? Or show it. But oh well, that's fine. Oh.
But isn't the trident broken, or what's with the...
Only the crystal trident, but the trident can actually do so as well.
Oh, I see, now it can be fixed, or whatever.
Yep.
It's magic. Ooh.
So the keyhole is placed in just a transparent plate for some reason. Look, it's just a transparent plate in the middle of nowhere.
This is the Matrix.
We could have found a good place to place if we just placed it on that invisible plate. Hope you're not too disappointed.
We couldn't get the keyhole mod to fit onto any of these surfaces, so screw it, we'll just make it float.
Yeah.
Wow, Ariel had a TV in her room and nobody...
Tell me, Sarah,
A flat screen one as well. Fancy.
what's it like? All about that.
What's your
I'm
world
sorry
like?
for
Well,
lying to you.
imagine the sea where we are, but without the sea.
So basically, she had like an OLED display in her grotto. Weird.
So many places I want to see. I know I'll get there someday.
Over the sea.
I'll find it somehow.
that would be a
I'm
very
sure
short
of it.
film. Just kind of onto the beach and then just choked to death because we got no water.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, if you find it, do me a favor and leave me out of it.
Oh, shush,
Whoa.
Sebastian. You did nothing except push a button.
like the Looney Tunes and like...
Ah,
Anywho, we get
okay.
What? Anywho, we
I'm
get a...
genuinely starting to get sick of this music.
Oh, it's over soon. We get the Crab Claw, which gives us more defense and a little bit of magic. So I'm switching to it.
Imagine if this Sebastian at the end, like, help me, like, oh.
You know, the funny... Oh, finally something different.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I can actually imagine you, Arthuriel, doing like just a drawing of Sebastian saying like, oh, kill me or something, but he's like really happy.
Anyway, so...
Totally imagine you drawing that.
So this is a bit of a weird gimmick fight. You basically have to hide from these enemies' line of sight before you take them out and not get caught. If you can do so, you can potentially get a chance of getting a very rare synthesis item made for synthesizing items. And it's one that's actually got added in the final mixed edition, which drop power stones, I believe, which is only dropped by these enemies.
So only by surprise attacks you.
Yeah, you have to make sure you don't get caught by them, and if you do, you have to defeat them as soon as possible, or else something really bad will happen. You should see in a moment.
Oh.
And if you get caught, you basically can't reverse it. You basically have to leave the area and they'll despawn.
Oh.
So at this point, I got caught by someone in the background, and now they start spamming attacks on me.
Can you find out how to get the item, or is it like so secret that you had to look up a guide?
It's a chance to drop it. It increases the more of them you take out. And if you get caught, they keep spamming their slingshot at them, and you can't take them out. They just keep spawning more. Here I'm just collecting the stuff I got from the 101 Dalmatian collectathon, where you collected 99 Dalmatian puppies.
I bet there are like 101 in this game, right?
Yep.
Yes, there are.
Yes, really good.
And welcome to Winnie Pooh minigames. We're gonna play a couple of minigames here.
Ah.
Very popular with the Chinese president. No.
So these requires the torn pages we can find in the world to access. And you don't actually have to do well in the minigames. You get the reward when you complete it. It doesn't matter how well you do in it.
What am I to do? I'm all alone.
Oh.
And in these worlds, there's no combat at all, so it's just minigames and fun times.
I think that's quite good because it fits more to
Piglet.
Yeah, it does.
I like how the voice sounds a bit rough, like, oh, pig.
Well,
I
yeah.
like it. I am Godzilla. I will
Look into his two-dimensional face.
The horror stories are true. He came
Yeah,
back.
yeah, if I saw a giant sword, I would run too.
I will be back. I am back.
So if you try to approach Piglet, he'll run away from you. So what you do is sneak around behind the tree by going around in a circle.
And he can't hear you running up towards you.
It's
Nope.
like a horror game. He can't hear you.
Oh dear. I was just never mind. I'm sorry.
Actually, hang on. Let me double check something.
Don't be scared. You're looking for Pooh, right?
You know
Sorry, I
Pooh.
just wanted to double check. Yes, Piglet is male.
Yeah.
Oh, you see, I have something for him. I have to take it to Pooh right away. Oh, Pooh!
I gotta say, having a character named Pooh is a very unfortunate name, considering how mature people are.
Yeah, it is actually genuinely quite sad.
I wonder if it's a reference to a name or if it's just because
don't-
it sounds.
I think it's just something kind of really cute. It's like a sort of one-syllable sort of name. I don't know. I guess it's just because it sounds nice, possibly.
I mean,
Oh, well.
in my language, it's
I'm
just
glad to see
P
you.
and U as a letter.
I
That's
thought
it.
you'd gone
And it's
away.
Oh yeah, it's actually the same here. It's spelled Pooh.
What you asked for.
Oh,
Is it the same?
really?
Pooh. Yeah, we say it's here. It's a P and a U as well.
Yeah, but it sounds the same.
Yeah.
I actually wouldn't really mind if POOH was renamed to PU.
That one would be a lot better. You could make less mature jokes with that.
That honestly sounds a lot more adorable, actually, just PU.
If you take
Yeah.
their honey, won't the
Curse you,
bees
English-speaking countries. No offense, Ben.
Because don't blame me, blame America.
But England was existed before America. And in fact, America existed because of England, so...
Well, I mean, Disney is American. But hang on. Actually,
Okay,
let's do the research.
Actually, I don't think... Okay, whatever.
Winnie the Pooh.
I don't think Winnie the Pooh is really owned by Disney, actually. I think it's owned by the person who created it, so it's not really popular. But...
One of those weird copyright and Disney somehow still gets the cake to be.
Hang on a minute.
Yeah, I think so.
Fun fact: Pooh Bear might technically be no, never mind. I'm doing my research. Hang on.
He might be dead. No, I don't know.
Anyway, so the minigame...
Oh, okay. So we are to blame because the writer of the original Winnie the Pooh books is an English author. So
Yeah.
sorry about that.
Yep,
Well, I knew it was all your fault along.
yep. Anyway, so the minigame is basically you have to help Pooh avoid bees by swatting them when they get too close to him. It can be a bit more
Sorry.
obnoxious than it can be actually be quite obnoxious, which you see later. But I know a few tricks to make it as painlessly as possible, to the point it actually gets ridiculously easy.
Oh.
But again, don't worry if you don't do well in these minigames. Doing well is optional. It's all used for score.
Oh.
And I'll explain more detail of what Rush does later once we get into it. It can be helpful, but it will not help you get a good score. Not in this one, at least.
Use the band Rush. No. It's something different.
Right, so you have to jump from tree top to tree top to help Pooh avoid the bees. Problem is, it's easier said than done. If you hit the bees, you will be propelled to the nearest treetop. Usually it does the job and land you safely. Other times it doesn't.
Oh no.
Yeah, and if you fall off the tree, you have to climb up all the way up. And if that pops Pooh's balloon, you have to start from the bottom. As you see there, I fell and I'm starting to get back up. And
no.
if you have high jump on, it also makes it a bit more difficult, at least for me. So you might want to disable that. So yeah, trying to jump on these manually is not exactly easy.
You need an extra build just for this level.
So yeah, your best bet is to wait for the beast to get as close to you as possible and then swat them and hope that you get lucky with the landing.
Even more
Not like that.
In real life.
Yeah. I do kind of love this aspect. You just hit swatting beasts with a giant keyblade in order to just scare them away. I don't think in real life that would work so well.
Imagine if somebody actually tries to hit bees in real life with like
With a key. it's like, come on, come at me, bees. I got my car keys here, frightened with your name written on them.
not as successful as the Star Wars kid meme, like from forever ago. Like, or was it a guy? I think it was a guy.
Yeah. Anyway, once Pooh gets to the treetop, you're basically in a home stretch and you're basically safe.
Yay.
We'll start. The higher up he is, the more honey we'll get from the hollows.
Ah.
And at this point, I'm basically just in a good position where you just keep swatting the bees and keep them away from Pooh forever.
Now you're camping in this game.
So I skip ahead to the last few seconds because you didn't want to see me just doing the same thing over and over and over again.
Oh,
Yes. Thank you for saving us from that boredom.
It's over 200, whatever that means.
And the ending to this scene is actually different depending on how much honey you get. This is the very best one, I believe.
What I will do for honey.
The addiction runs deep. Oh,
Oh,
no,
God.
I'm sunken low, but I'm high in the tree. What does it mean?
And once you complete a minigame, the torn page will turn into an item. That is a summoning gem for a character we'll see later. But first, we'll get to some more minigames and shenanigans.
Under the trees.
Stop it!
Under trees.
Oh, no.
Yeah, anyway, so before we proceed, you can actually lift all these pumpkins and cabbages, but only one of these will actually have an item for you.
I wonder where the pumpkins go. Like, come back.
They go to space.
Awesome.
It's kind of like that joke in the original Wallace and Gromit story where Wallace kicks the ball out of orbit. It's like the same thing here. Just flings the pumpkins out of orbit.
Yeah, they never come back down, so we're probably right there. And yes, I cleared out every single pumpkin and cabbage in the field.
They burn up in the atmosphere during.
They go beyond Mach 3.
Yep.
Oh.
The house says no one is there. Like, is there someone here? No.
I love how house is spelled with a W. That's quite adorable.
I can spare. No.
It's a literal talking house. Amazing.
Wow, the house is an answering machine. Must be from the future.
Aww.
House.
Let me just break and enter because that's totally fine, right?
Winnie and Pooh teaches breaking into neighbor's property.
That summarizes this segment.
Yeah.
If I
Pooh-
have.
Pooh is not a good house guest at least.
Yeah.
And we actually have to actively make it worse for Rabbit, which is very unfortunate.
One day Rabbit will burn down his house on purpose, like, and burn down my house or get Pooh into my house. Yep, here's the match.
Pooh doesn't care, he just wanders on while Rabbit's going, we don't have any honey.
Somebody in real life-
honey.
Somebody like, do you have the cocaine? Yes! No, I don't.
Okay.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, we can't actually help Rabbit with this. We have to help Pooh.
Wait, sorry, wait. Can you target Rabbit?
Yeah, you can target. You can target most objects and people. You can't attack them though. Nothing happens if you cast spells or attack them.
Target weapon sounds like you hired a sniper, like, please give me the honey, now he has to pay with his life.
For some reason, this part is not animated, despite the fact that later on it's perfectly animated.
Yeah, it's like a children's book, like picture to picture.
Which is funny, which is fitting considering the source material that Winnie the Pooh is based on.
The funny thing is, one of the screens you can
yeah.
actually see Rabbit actually moves his ears a little bit, so it was actually just Pooh being completely still for some no reason at all.
So basically, it just feels more like a crappy Gary's Mod thing.
Yeah.
The Pooh Mafia is here. They want their protection.
They want their honey.
So to proceed, you have to try to leave, in which Piglet will try to stop you and tell you that Pooh is too fat and is stuck.
The corruption has overcome.
Oh god.
Again, Pooh is...
Armello, but instead of raw, it's honey addiction.
Yeah,
Again, Pooh is the worst house guest.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot!
So basically, he is really addicted and he ruins the life for all the other people in the area.
Okay, quick side note, I apologize if anything I say is completely out of sync with what you're seeing on screen right now. I accidentally went back in the video a bit. I think I'm in roughly the right place, but I might be like, at worst, several seconds out of sync.
It's fine.
31:40 now.
It's fine.
31:40.
45 now.
Oh, that's perfect. So I'm just like 2 seconds late. That's fine.
My house will die. The ventilation system mold will be everywhere. No. In Minecraft,
I don't think Pooh would be interested in carrots.
in Minecraft, it would be easier. Just remove some blocks and done. No, the other awful person.
Oh bloody hell!
Hey there!
Yeah.
Tigger's got the destructive power of an army. He could turn an entire bridge in one hop.
Yeah.
Man tiger. Or one army tiger.
Hello, Tigger.
Square Enix, Tigger's overpowered. Could you please nerf him?
Yeah.
Imagine like change like made stronger. Like oh great.
Oh no, they didn't listen.
They listened, but they didn't
Why you
want to.
bounce around so much, Tigger?
They heard our problems, but they didn't hear our solutions.
Nonsense, what Tiggers do best. Speaking of which, my bouncing spot has gone and disappeared.
So, I want you to guess what minigame we need to do here.
Will be my new bouncing ground.
Let me guess. Stop Tigger from destroying the plants.
Yes!
Game. Okay.
There is actually a. I'm not that surprised.
Like a Simon Test one in the next game or something along the lines. That you...
I was gonna say I'm not that surprised because there is a mini game that's sort of similar to this in Disney Friends on the DS, where there's like a mini game where you have to build like these sort of scarecrows for Tigger to destroy, so that he can camp on Pooh.
Tigger can only destroy.
Yeah, and you have to do that for like 10 minutes in order to complete it. No joke, and that's dealing with like touch controls that aren't super great.
I love how all this states what you're supposed to do by potentially ruining it for you and destroying a carrot. So yeah.
Tigger will now demonstrate his destructive capabilities. There you go.
Here we see the first destroyed field, everything on fire.
It's like you immediately lose as soon as he touches one plant.
Remember that with all the kids with like broken arms or something in like the Simpsons episode with the trampoline? Imagine this, but with broken carrots, like a giant field of destruction.
Well, that's honestly what could end up being here. So we have to block Tigger from jumping on the carrots. It's easier said than done.
Oh boy.
Even with the rush ability, this is kind of tedious.
Oh joy.
And there you go. Fortunately, the carrots have to take 2 hits before they are destroyed. Fortunately, Tigger is kind of ridiculous and will go literally anywhere whenever he wants to.
The camera doesn't really help.
No, no, it doesn't. The versatility can be good to help, but it's not exactly reliable.
Damn it, no.
Fortunately, you just have to make sure at least one carrot survives, but...
Hey, it looks like a dragon.
And fortunately, it's not very lengthy, so you... As long as you get a couple of bounces away from him, you should be fine.
Well, to be honest, Rabbit isn't apparently the most productive farmer in history, considering there are like 16 carrots on this, or like 15 carrots on this field.
This minigame would be so much easier with a top-down camera. Uh-oh.
It would be better if it wasn't.
It'd be easier if Tigger just calmed down and start bouncing somewhere else that's not where the food is grown.
So basically, this game tells you how addiction can ruin other people's lives.
Through a stuffed bear and a stuffed tiger thing
Hey, you kept up
that bounces into its tail.
especially for a non-Tigger. Let's have another go.
Again, I think how well you do depends on... I love how he's like, let's do it again! Let's destroy more carrots! No!
No! Sora just grabs him by the collar. It's like, no!
That's gonna be a picture. That's gonna be a picture later on. Anyway, so I think as well, the result you get from Tigger is different depending on how well you do. Needless to say, I'm not gonna go for a perfect one because that's just insane. Just give me a little push. Do you mean a giant shove like this?
Just kind of, just take out the keyblade and just sort of hit him out like as if you were hitting a golf ball, a golf club. It's like 4.
Bother. Oh, where am I? It's ever so dark in here.
Oh no, it's a honey dimension.
Well, it's so bad, I suppose. There is plenty of honey.
He really
It's like
is.
it's like virtual reality, but it takes you to a world of honey.
Anyway,
Honey
to
reality.
end it off, let's get ourselves that summoning stone prepared to use.
Hello.
And the Fairy Godmother, of course, is the one who helps us. Ta-da! We got Bambi with us now.
Wait, what? Oh. Okay.
Yeah, so Bambi's a bit weird. They don't exactly help you in combat, but they help you by boosting things and doing something else interesting. Bambi will run around and drop loads of MP orbs to keep casting spells, and every enemy you defeat allows you to charge him up, and if you get enough charge, he drops an item for you.
Basically, it's like a support character, man.
Yeah, kinda. A support character can make you items for you. And the harder enemies you fight, the better items you can drop. It's really some strange idea, but it's not too bad actually. Especially fun when you can just keep casting spells forever and ever. I mean, look at all the orbs! Look at them!
Big repeat! Big repeat!
Big freeze! Big freeze! Big freeze!
I'm sorry, but Blizzard is a very good spell!
I'm just kind of imagining... I'm just imagining Sora just going up to like a drive-thru saying, "Hey, I'd like a burger," and so big freeze.
Okay.
Anyway, goodbye, I guess.
Yeah, thanks for sticking around. Let's go see what happens next time without these guys, probably.
Yeah, sorry about that, but thank you for having us on at least.
Yeah, that was great.
Anyway, end the recording.